lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Joe Rybarczyk, for today's match.
Hello, Northeast Michigan, and welcome to Knowledge Bowl. My name is Joe Rybarczyk, and it's my pleasure to be the moderator for Michigan's longest-running high school quiz show. Today we are joined by teams from Standish Sterling on my left and Alcona on my right, and we're going to start introductions with the team captain from Alcona.
Pierce Bilby, sophomore.
Antavius Micus, sophomore.
Krista Endish, senior.
Eric Davey, senior.
Courtney Jones, junior. Reagan Eller, sophomore. Shelby Swain, sophomore. Haley Gordy, sophomore.
Elliot Dubuque, sophomore. Patrick Bates, sophomore.
Alex View, junior.
And they're joined by their coach, Linda Moran. Thank you. And now we're going to go ahead and get introductions from Standish Sterling.
Madison Schwab, senior.
Mackenzie Martin, junior.
Katie Van Haren, senior.
Dean Nadell, junior.
Ben Gelman, sophomore.
Kate Sullivan, sophomore.
And they're joined by their coach, Jennifer Gelman. Thank you. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our first round, which is a toss-up round. But before we do that, here's how it works.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked, and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, before we begin our first round, I want to thank our judges, Brian McClowan, Dylan Arthur, and Matthew Fitzpatrick. All right, so let's begin our first round, which is a toss-up round. Name either one of the two people who led the American delegation to the inauguration of South African President Nelson Mandela. Eric.
Bill Clinton.
I'm sorry, it's incorrect. Anyone from Standish Sterling? It could have been either Hillary Clinton or Al Gore. Should Kathleen Brown win? Actually, I'm going to skip that one, sorry. In order to be labeled as low-fat under the FDA's new guidelines, a product must have no more than 3 grams of fat per serving. What product with 5 grams of fat per serving was granted an exception and will retain its low-fat title? Krista?
Yogurt.
I'm sorry, anyone from Standish Sterling? Madison?
Cheese.
Oh, actually, it's low-fat milk. The World Society for the Protection of Animals revealed that children in Mexico are paid $1 for each cat they steal. For what purpose are the cats then killed and brought to the United States? Was that Eric?
Food.
Nope, I'm sorry. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Was that Katie?
Their fur.
No, it's actually for dissection in schools. Yeah. Eskers are winding ridges of rocky debris deposited by what? Mackenzie.
Glaciers.
Glaciers is right. Name either of the gifts of the Magi from O. Henry's famous short story. Krista.
A comb.
Comb is right. Or watch fob is the other one. How many carbon atoms are there in sucrose? Mackenzie.
6.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Alcona? Pierce.
3.
I'm sorry, it's actually 12. If your name were Mikhail Ivanovich Arensky, what would your father's given name be? It's Ivan from Ivanovich. Which element is lacking in the soil of most insectivorous plants? Eric.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is right. What is the greatest common denominator of 925, and 1,475. Eric?
1,475.
Nope, sorry. Anyone from Standish? Sterling. Madison?
25.
25 is right. Yep. Does fealty mean the opposite of mass, holiness, feudalism, treachery, or sovereignty? Pierce?
Sovereignty.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Standish, Sterling? Madison?
Futility.
Nope, it's actually treachery. In terms of numbers and kinds, the order Chiroptera is second only to Rodentia of the living mammals. Ages before sonar was conceived, these creatures had been using sound waves for communication and navigation. They are commonly known as what? Eric?
Dolphins.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Standish, Sterling? Madison?
Bats.
Bats is what we're looking for, yeah. Name the artificially created radioactive element whose atomic number is 102 and which is named after the creator of prizes in 6 major fields. Mackenzie?
Nobelium.
Nobelium is right. Give the one-word state motto of either California or New York. California is Eureka, and New York is Excelsior. All right, and that's going to do it for our first round. We'll be right back with some scores and for our bonus round. Welcome back. We have some scores for you. We've got Standish Sterling with 40 so far and Alcona with 20. And now we're going to move into our second round, which is a bonus round. But before we do that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, so let's begin our bonus round with some toss-up questions. 60 in 154. Sorry. 60 in 154 in 1927 versus 61 in 162 in 1961 are the two statistics in a baseball record controversy. Name the two principles. Pierce.
Home runs and RBIs.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Looking for Babe Ruth and Roger Maris. Name the tiny country whose national anthem is the Marcia Pontificale. Madison.
Vatican City.
That is right. So we'll move on to bonus questions now. The topic is Civil War. What was Lincoln's wife accused of being during the Civil War?
A spy.
That's right. For what feature was the Battle of Antietam named?
The location?
The location.
Can you be more specific?
It was in Antietam.
The city.
No, I'm sorry. It's actually Antietam Creek.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was looking for. So we'll go back to our toss-up questions now. Which New York City borough is largest by population? Pierce.
Queens.
No, I'm sorry. Standish Sterling. Mackenzie?
Manhattan.
No, it's actually Brooklyn. Define and spell permeate. Mackenzie. Or Madison, I'm sorry.
Permeate, and to combine with or to go through.
Judges? All right. It's close enough. Thanks. So we'll go ahead and go to our bonus questions. And this topic is Higgs boson. Discovery of the Higgs boson was confirmed after physicists reviewed LHC data at CERN, or CERN. LHC is short for what? It's the Large Hadron Collider. So we'll go back to our toss-up questions now. What do all of the following types of mythical beings have in common? Nereids, the Naiads, and the Dryads. Mackenzie.
They're all spirits?
No, I'm sorry about that. Anyone from Alcona? Pierce.
They're all sprites.
I don't think. They're all... No, the answer is that they're all nymphs. So, sorry. Mastication is a process involved in the digestion of food. What is the commonly used term for mastication? Mackenzie.
Chewing?
Chewing is right. We'll go ahead and move on to some bonus questions. Topic is Asian words in English. Generally used in construction or design, what Chinese expression, which translates into English as wind water, denotes an object or scene that's aesthetically balanced?
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui is right. Good job. From the Malay, what's the word for a plant or its stem used for wicker furniture?
Bamboo.
No, I'm sorry, it's rattan. We're back to bonus questions now. What is the term for a word made up of two words combined into one by omitting one or more letters and inserting an apostrophe? Eric.
Contraction.
Contraction is right. All right, so your bonus topic is Islam. What is the Arabic word for God?
Allah.
That's correct. The 5 acts that are obligatory for all Muslims are called the 5 what of Islam?
Pillars.
Pillars is right. What object of the Kaaba do Muslims point to, touch, or kiss? I need a 2-word answer, including a color. We're looking for the black stone. What word can be used to mean either a kind of glove, leather, or a kind of coffee drink? Krista?
Black?
No, I'm sorry. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Madison?
Latte.
Nope. Good guess, though. It's mocha, actually. All right, and that's going to do it for our bonus round. We'll be right back with the 60-second round and for some updated scores. Welcome back. We have some updated scores for you. We've got Standish Sterling with 80 so far and Alcona with 45. We also have an alternate in Alcona. We've got Elliot. Welcome to the game, Elliot. And now we're going to begin our 60-second round, but before we do that, here's how it works.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, so let's begin our 60-second round, and we're going to start off with Alcona, and their topic today is history. Identify the empire where the censor supervised the census and public morals.
Roman.
Correct. What were the 2 languages spoken by opponents in the 100 Years' War?
English and German.
Sorry. Xochimilco and Texcoco were 2 of which Indian civilization's principal cities around 1500?
Mayan.
Sorry. The Coinage Act of 1792 established a national mint in which city?
Is a city. Philadelphia.
Correct. He was King of England during the War of 1812, but his son served as regent.
King Henry.
Sorry. General Jose de San Martin, a native of this present country, defeated the Spanish at Chacabuco, Chile in 1817.
Peru.
Sorry. All right, so any past or missed questions will now go over to Standish Sterling. What were the two main languages spoken by opponents in the 100 Years' War?
English and French.
That is correct. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry about the pronunciation of this word, but Chaclimico and Texaco were two of which Indian civilization's principal cities around 1500?
The Aztec.
That is correct. He was King of England during the War of 1812, but his son served as regent.
King George III.
Correct. General Jose de San Martin, a native of this present country, defeated the Spanish at Chacabuco, Chile in 1817.
Colombia.
I'm sorry, it's actually Argentina. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on to Standish Sterling. Their topic today is analogies. Annie Sullivan was to Helen Keller as blank was to Plato.
Socrates.
Correct. Grant was to Lee as Wellington was to.
Pass.
Thoreau was to Gandhi as Nietzsche was to.
Marx.
Sorry. Melvin Purvis was to John Dillinger as Pat Garrett was to.
Pass.
Dogs were to Pavlov as blank were to B.F. Skinner.
Cats.
Sorry. Attica is to New York State as San Quentin is to.
Pass.
Semper Fidelis is to the Marines as blank is to the Boy Scouts.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Correct. Chico Mendes was to the Brazilian rainforest as Dian Fossey was to.
The American Southwest.
Sorry. Scope's trial was to the teaching of evolution as Plessy versus Ferguson was to.
Desegregation.
Segregation.
Sorry? Sorry. All right, now we're going to take any past or missed questions over to Alcona. Grant was to Lee as Wellington was to.
Jackson.
No, I'm sorry, it's Napoleon. Thoreau was to Gandhi as Nietzsche was to.
The Pope.
No, I'm sorry, we're looking for Hitler. Melvin Purvis was to John Dillinger as Pat Garrett was to.
Billy the Kid.
That is right. Dogs were to Pavlov as what were to B.F. Skinner.
Wolves.
No, we're looking for rats or pigeons. Attica is to New York State as San Quentin is to.
Texas.
Nope, California. Chico Mendes was to the Brazilian rainforest as Dian Fossey was to.
French Riviera.
No, we're actually looking for gorilla or mountain gorilla. And the Scopes trial was to the teaching of evolution as Plessy versus Ferguson was to.
Civil rights.
No, I would say no. We're looking specifically for desegregation or equal rights. So that's going to do it for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some scores and for our final round. Welcome back. We have some updated scores for you. We have Standish Sterling currently with 130 and Alcona with 75. Now we're going to move into our final round, which is another toss-up round. It's the same as the first round, so let's just begin. A metal statue was divided into 5 parts and packed in crates for shipping. Each full crate weighed 520 pounds. If an empty crate weighed 20 pounds, how much did the statue itself weigh? Mackenzie.
25,000 pounds.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone from Alcona? Eric.
30,000 pounds.
No, we're actually looking for 2,500 pounds, or 2,500 pounds. The relative incidence of feline neurological syndrome may seem to be of interest only to veterinarians, but if you live on the West Coast, any sudden upsurge in this disease has long been an almost infallible warning of what kind of natural catastrophe? Eric.
A earthquake.
That is right, earthquake. A 50-pound slab is placed in the ground. A 200-pound slab is then placed on top of that slab. Which slab exerts the greater force on the other? Pierce.
The 200-pound?
No, I'm sorry. Madison.
Neither, but the forces are equal.
That is right. Correct. April 13th was the birthday of both Thomas Jefferson and a British enemy of his. What prime minister who opposed American independence and served King George III? It's Lord North. What was a privateer in the context of early American history? Mackenzie.
Basically legal pirates. They had ships.
I think yeah, we'll give that to you. That's good, yeah. Lakes are temporary features of the landscape for which of the following reasons? They fill up with salt, they evaporate, they're isolated from the ocean, more sediment enters than leaves, or precipitation is uncertain. Eric.
More comes in than leaves.
That's right. More sediment enters than leaves. That's right. Of trapezius, soleus, gluteus medius, and masseter, which would be most involved in bench pressing a heavy weight? Eric.
Masseter.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Madison.
The second one that I can't pronounce. Sorry.
Sorry. It's trapezius, which is the shoulder. What's the only fruit specifically mentioned by name in the biblical account of Adam and Eve? Dean?
Apples.
No, I'm sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone from Alcona? Pierce?
Pears.
No, it's actually the fig. A person who is overly enthusiastic is sometimes referred to by what two-word idiom derived from a large aquatic rodent? Madison.
Eager beaver.
That's right. Multiply the number of stars in the 1957 U.S. flag by the number of red stripes in the same flag, and divide by the number of white stripes. What's the number? The answer is 56. What is the rise in the cost of goods and services called? Krista.
Inflation.
That's right. What 1937 John Steinbeck novel is set in California's Salinas Valley? Katie.
Of Mice and Men.
That is right. A microscope has 3 objective lenses, a 10 power, a 40 power, and an 80 power. The ocular lens is 15 power. What is the maximum magnification possible from this microscope? Eric?
500 times.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Katie?
100 times.
Nope, we're actually looking for 1,200. If a circle is inscribed in a square, whose side is of length 2, How much area is inside the square but outside the circle? Eric.
Pi.
Sorry, incorrect. Anyone from Standish Sterling? Madison.
4 minus 2 pi.
Nope, it's actually 4 minus pi. Which of Shakespeare's historical plays is divided into 2 parts? Krista.
Hamlet.
Nope, sorry. Anyone from Standish? Katie.
Henry the Fourth.
That is right. Abraham Lincoln is credited with the proverb advising one not to change horses in midstream. Another president had a similar aphorism, counseling sticking to the plow until the end of the furrow. Which president is credited with the latter bit of wisdom? Katie.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt is right. And that's going to do it for our final round. We'll be right back with the final scores. Welcome back. We have some final scores for you. We have Standish Sterling with 190 and Alcona with 105. So congratulations, Standish Sterling, on your win today. Please join us again next time. It'll be Roscommon versus Whittemore. Before you go, I want to leave you with a quote by the great philosopher Plato, who said, "Knowledge is the food of the soul." So remember, stay hungry, my friends.